Here with Brett Tolliver, head coach of the PikeView Panthers. Brett, the first thing I want to start off with is you were just talking, Jace Gum had 36 points, but what was really killer was Jack Hurt. I think he had almost all of his points there in the second half. I was 17. He had 19 overall, but I think 17 came in the second half. That fourth quarter, just talk about him because I know he hasn't played a ton, so don't want to say he's difficult to scout for. You played him when he was at Bluefield, so you've seen him before, but it's really tough. Plans you try to make somebody else beat you, and the kid kind of goes off for 17 in the second half. Just talk about just what you saw from him, and it felt like it was gut shot after gut shot from him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it felt like every shot he took was a big shot, and unfortunately hit most of them. Like you said, he's not a kid that's been there all season, so when we played him the first time, he wasn't there. I think he does a little bit. They're a little bit different team with him. I think they're probably better offensively with him. It adds a shooter. And, I think when you have Jace being able to do what he does, being as physical as he is down low and shooting the ball, and then you add another shooter, I mean, it's difficult to guard. And they're big and physical. And, yeah, I mean, he had big shots. And I think, I don't know what he finished with as far as, percentage-wise, but it seemed like he made a good amount of them.
I think it was like 8 of 9 or something like
three?
that.
Yeah,
No, just overall from the field.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's
7 of 8.
Yeah, so that's tough. I mean, kudos to that kid. I don't know what the situation was, how he's even playing at this point, but kudos to him.
Obviously Ryan had especially in the first half, really good first half. I think you guys were shooting over 50% from the field. And just felt like gut shot after gut shot from him. And in the second half, it was more sporadic. Did you feel like there was more of an attempt from them to kind of take him away?
Maybe somewhat, but I think that was a little bit self-inflicted. I think we got away from attacking the rim early on. Ryan's a physical kid, and I would put him up against most defenders in our region as far as going to the hole. He's a big kid, hard to guard. He's quick, shifty, and he can shoot well, but I think he finished 6 of 7 from 2 and 3 of 11 from 3. So I felt like he may have fell in love with the 3 a little bit there in the second half and wasn't putting as much pressure on them, kind of making it a little bit easier to defend him. And that's something that we'll talk about. And he's a solid basketball player. That if he's hitting shots, we're going. We're doing well. But yeah, I feel like we got away from trying to get downhill. Unfortunately, when you do that and you're settling, you're making it easy on the defense, and then they're getting out and hitting shots on the back end of that, and it's just a double blow. Long threes, long rebounds, and equal transition layups.
The fourth quarter, they cut it to 2 there at the end of the third quarter, and the start of the fourth quarter was kind of disastrous for you. Just talk about what you thought you saw during that run when the game started to get away from you. You guys were you kept it close. I mean, it was within the possession. I think 2 points with about a minute to go. But you're going to look back probably at one point in the game. It's probably going to start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, Tyler, I think the third quarter killed us. The offensive rebound. They had 8 offensive rebounds in the third quarter. I think Jace had 19 points. Or maybe they scored 19 in the third quarter. Jace had a 6, 8, 10, a 12-point third quarter by itself. So that really, I think, started that run, and I think it all started on rebounding. We were at halftime. I think the rebounds were about even, and we ended up getting out rebounded by 10 or 11. And then from there, I felt like once they went on that run, we did a decent job of punching back a little bit. We came back and showed some fight, which we've had trouble doing this year. Once we get on those runs, we tend to kind of stay down, and teams will kind of stretch that lead out on us. I thought we did a good job of coming back and punching back, and it just didn't make enough shots down the stretch, and they did. It's a game of runs, but we unfortunately, you look at that first half, and I felt like we were getting exactly what we wanted, and then we kind of let them back in it with the rebounding, and I feel like that started their momentum. They felt good about it, and they started hitting shots that really weren't falling in the first half. And then down the stretch, like you said, it just kind of we punched, they punched, and we were trading baskets a couple times. And when you're down, you can't trade baskets. You got to get stops and rebounds. That's we preach it all the time. Is we can play great defense for a possession, and if it ends in an offensive rebound, it's useless. There's you may as well just stand there and let them shoot, because if you don't get the rebound, you're not finishing possessions.
Kind of bringing it full circle and back to Hurt. It was either a 2 or 3 point game. He misses the free throw, and that just kind of felt emblematic. He grabs the offensive rebound, and that kind of felt like that was where it closes the door. I mean, did that feel like it encapsulated it to you?
It did, yeah, and I think it happened twice. I think he was at the line twice. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just seeing it double because it was so frustrating. But yeah, I mean, he misses a free throw. Actually, it was 64-67, I think.
I believe that's right, because it was still a one possession game. Yeah,
he missed a free, and we had missed an opportunity to get a defensive rebound before that on a free throw, and then he misses that one. We get a rebound there, and you have an opportunity to draw something up and go down. We have timeout. Hit a three and go into overtime, but unfortunately, like you said, it kind of symbolizes the game. We just weren't able to ultimately get enough rebounds, get enough stops, and it is what it is.
Gotcha. Thank you, Brad.